What you should do is that you type in your password with 2 fingers, not 1 finger that you type with W-O-N-E. Especially we ladies that have very long fingernails, they will spy it and then come and use our machine or something. So you type in with 2 letters, 2 fingers, and then there's something you can now do that no matter what, is going to be extremely difficult for anybody to type in your password. Now, I now use another example. Let's assume that my password is Oluwole. That's my password. And I want to type it in. And there is somebody that is governor of the state beside me. And I can't be doing like this for the governor or for my boss. It looks odd. Start doing like this and start doing very steady. So what do I do? My password is Oluwole, or a 7-letter password. So what do I do? I first of all type O-N-U. You know, there's still 4 more letters. Instead of typing in those 4 letters, I will type about any 6 letters of rubbish there. You know, the person that is scanning my password, looking at it, will just see those 6 letters. What will I do? I will now delete all those 6 letters to O-N-U. I will now type W-O, type any other thing in front, delete it to that one, type W-N-E, and then you know it's going to be very difficult for anybody to crack it. These are strategies that have been shared to us by some in workshops like this. So that we ensure that our passwords are safe. I think we grab that one. We are saying all these things because these are the things that are going to protect us athletes from using all these things. They are very simple, but they are very vital. The next thing, you know, remember we have been talking about this password. We have been talking about password. So how do we now create a very strong password? How do we create a password that we can remember? And then you are going to tell that you have to create a password for your computer. You create for Facebook, because most of us are using Facebook. You create for Yahoo. You create for your phone. You create for your ATM card. You create for everything. How will you now remember them? Very simple. Yeah, very simple strategy. Yeah. But before I jump on that one, there's something I want to just from what we have in our inside our pamphlet. See, we have mentioned something about antivirus and all those ones. All these machines we are using, we have installed some things there called antivirus. They are to protect those machines from trouble. There are a lot of things on the internet called viruses, but you can see viruses. There are other dangerous things, much more serious than viruses. We just call them viruses to lump them together. They are all malware. We have worms. We have keyloggers. We have Trojans, we have rootkits, we have spyware, adware, all of them like that. Just take them as viruses. And we have put antivirus on these machines we get to use. So it will protect you. All the settings have been there. You are implored not to tamper with the settings. Maybe you can, in the day when you come, you can do updates. It's very easy to, if you have internet, just click on the update and then it will update your system for you and take care of your system. But if we have any issue, as the earlier speaker said, we can call, and at any point in time, we have our team moving around that we attend to your issue. We will quickly attend to your issue. So with that one said now, I will now move on back to this issue of password. How do I create a very strong password? How do I remember all the password that I want to use? There's a simple thing you need to do with password. And that is, I have a statement I always say. They said passwords are like underwear. We all know what underwear are. We all have underwear. So the first thing about password is that we should not share them. We should not share your underwear. Definitely we don't share our underwear with people. Even in those secondary school days, don't do it. So your password are like underwear, don't share it with anybody. Not even your friend, your wife, your husband. That means that I cannot share it with your enemies. Hopefully we don't have enemies. So don't share your password at all. The next thing is that we should make sure that we change our password often. We change our underwear often. So we should change our password often. The time for you to change your password is 45 days. It is assumed that if you change your password in 45 days, it will be very difficult to get at. The reason, and one of the reasons is that there are some things on the internet that you can download that can break passwords. They call them crackers or whatever. some of them, depending on how complex and how strong your password is, it can be broken within a minute, a day, 7 days, 4 months, 5 years, 50 years, all those things, depending on how complex your password is. So if you change your password every 45 days, even if your password has been stolen and is being targeted to be opened, to be cracked, by the time you change it again, you have to start all over again. So it means that your password is almost completely uncrackable. So that's why you have to change it off. The other thing we need to do with our password is that you must make sure that your password, we don't leave it around, flying around, just as we don't leave our underwear flying around. Some of us, we are fond of writing our password down. You know what we do with the password? We stick it beside the computer or beside the thing. It's not done. We should never do something like that. Just as we don't stick our underwear anywhere. So we should not do that with our password. The longer your password, the better. And it's the same reason is that when the password is long enough, is complex enough, you now make sure that it will be very difficult to crack or to open. That's just a simple reason. So, and then you should be mysterious with your password. Part of the mystery of part of it being mysterious with your password is that you put capital letters and small letters with your password. That's number one. You had some of these characters on top of your keyboard to your password. So now, with all that one said now, with all these rules we have said, we have given, how will I now make a very strong password? A password that I can remember, and I will now create a password for Yahoo, Facebook. For example, I can use myself, and I have over 40 passwords, and I can't forget them, and I don't need to cram anything, and I can remember them. So how do we do that? 2 minutes, we are going to see. The first thing you do is this. You create a sentence. That's the first. Create a sentence that you will never forget. I love my wife. I love my husband. Or Jesus is Lord and Savior. Or thank you, Jesus. Or if you want to create a statement that can never be easily broken, say, I came to this workshop today. If we use that one as an example, I came to this workshop today. So my password now, what you now do after I create that sentence, that you now pick the first letters of the words in the sentence, or the last letters. By the time you pick those letters, what you are going to get will be something that is never in any dictionary. You can try it. It's going to be very rare that the things you are going to get will be in the dictionary. Already, your password is very strong. 70% strong already like that. But if somebody is profiling you or targeting you, if you are the TOE, what they call target of evaluation, they can now study you and know the kind of things you can do. So they can crack your password. I can crack it. So what do I do to stop somebody from doing that? If you have formed a sentence and you have picked the first letters, you now put, as I told you earlier on, the letters at this top, you add them to it. The letters at the top here, and these letters, for example, these letters here, they are unconventional letters. There is star here, there is asterisk, there is pound, there is dollar. Those are things that are not part of the normal alphabet. So you add them to that sentence you have formed, maybe at the front or at the back. You add 2 or 3 to the front or the back. It's going to be extremely difficult for anybody to crack down. Now, you can now ask me, how will I do for Facebook or Yahoo or even the EBS or my computer? So, for example, for Facebook, now after you have formed that one, after you have formed those first letters or last letters, and you have added the unconventional characters to it, for Facebook, maybe at the back or in the front or in the middle, depending on how you can remember, you can put FB for Facebook, for example, Yahoo, YH, EBS Manager, EB, or something like that. So by the time you do that one, you have between 8 and 14 characters that you can never forget. If you forget, just go back to the sentence and form the words again, and you get your password. I think we have this. So these are the things we can use to protect our EBS Manager Windows desktop. And all these things will bring us out of issues that can crop up. Because we have had cases of fraud in recent times. Yes, we have had cases of fraud. That's why many things have been put in place. A lot of things have been put in place, which some of them will be shared to you to prevent that. But on our own desktop, something that is personal to us, these are some of the things we can use to prevent this issue. So I'm sure with this, remember that we talk about security awareness. In capping up, we talk about security awareness, which is just understanding that there is possibility that people can steal or misuse your credentials or tamper with your equipment. That's been security awareness. We share all those tips with each other on the desktop, putting in our password and doing our password. So thank you so much for your time.